Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 31 of Quattroporte, the review series for Gran Turismo's selection of high-performance saloon cars, or sedans, both sports saloons and also super saloons. And in the four-door saloon category, especially in the performance category, there are arguably more sleeper cars than in any other category of vehicle. And in this particular episode we're featuring one of the best sleeper cars in the game, not just of the saloon car category. It's the Lexus or Toyota GS300, also known as the Aristo. Now, we are featuring, for the sake of the series, the earlier model, the 1991 shape machine. There is a newer model. The newer model is more powerful, and it is cheaper, so strictly speaking it is the better car. But the overall attitude of the car, the way it performs, the performance that it has, the style of driving, the style of performance that it has, is very similar. The newer version is better, so if you're looking to buy one you would probably want to go for the newer model. But the reason why I've chosen to feature this model is because it's more of a sleeper. The newer model is a brilliant car, but people know how fast it is. With the older model, many people don't know how fast it is, and if you look at the car, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as it actually is. It just blends in with the crowd. It's a normal, everyday car, the kind of car which you could quite easily see driving around normal roads every day. It doesn't stand out. It's the definition of a sleeper. But that sleeper has a 3-litre engine which you can turbocharge up to 787 horsepower and 671 foot-pounds of torque. Despite its size and the fact that it is a luxury car, it only weighs 1,345 kilos with the full weight loss package. So it's not a flyweight by any means, but it's not as heavy as it looks. And with 787 horsepower, it's probably not going to be slow either. The acceleration is very good. Off the line there's a little bit of sluggishness to it, which isn't surprising given the size and weight, but once it gets going it is a monster, and it can outrun quite a few super sports models and sports models, and even some supercars for overall top speed. The horsepower per tonne is 585, which doesn't necessarily sound that amazing, but given its weight, that's understandable. And the top speed is actually among the best of the saloon class, and the newer model is even quicker. The top speed is well over 260 under its own power, with NOS and slipstream or draft. It can easily go over 300, and that makes it one of the quickest saloons in the game. But whereas many of the other saloons that are that fast also look that fast, the Lexus doesn't. The Lexus doesn't look as though it should be anywhere near that kind of speed. It's a big, soft, bulbous looking car that, as we said, just looks like a normal everyday machine. You sit it next to something like a C63 AMG or a Dodge Charger, it's not going to stand out. But it can keep up with both of those models, and in some situations even beat them. Now, in terms of value for money, it's excellent. One of the best value for money saloons in the game, and if you're talking pure performance, it may actually be the best value for money saloon in the game. Because this particular model, the older model, costs 47,000 credits. The newer model is only 44,000 credits, and it's even quicker. You compare that to something like a Charger or a C63 or an E55 or an M5, they cost many times more than that. In some cases, double or even 3 times the price. So for value for money, it is insanely good. But at the same time, that's not all that surprising for a Japanese performance model. They are presented on Gran Turismo as having very good value for money, which to some extent is true, but that's not really fair on some of the other manufacturers to give them that advantage, because there are plenty of other manufacturers that offer good prices on cars which are a little bit too expensive, let's say on Gran Turismo. but we can't change that for the moment, and the fact is that the Lexus is good value for money. As far as handling, well, let's just say it's more inclined towards being a drifter than it is a track car. It doesn't have bad handling, and it's no Cobra, but around corners it can certainly be beaten a lot easier than it can in a straight line. In a straight line there's hardly anything in the saloon car class that can outrun it. Around corners there are loads of cars that can outrun it. A good Impreza or an Evo can easily outpace the Lexus around corners. It's just not built for that. Overall, the value for money is fantastic on the car, and if you are looking for a sleeper car primarily, a saloon car in general definitely, but also to some degree a top speed racer as well, especially an unexpected one, the GS300 is a fantastic car in all of its forms. And also the Toyota version, the Aristo, which is virtually identical. So, overall, if you're looking for a car which has a huge amount of performance at a relatively low PP of 581, you'd be really hard-pressed to find a better one than the GS300. But that's it for this episode overall. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.